Hello, my name is Jasmine Holdway, and I'm a graduate of the University of Guelph. I would like to welcome you to the College of Biological Science Convocation ceremony this morning. The University of Guelph is honored by our graduates, and we take great pride in this convocation. I'd like to tell you a little bit about the proceedings today. The ceremonials used for conferring degrees have evolved over a millennium, and the gowns and hoods represent that history. In general, the gowns for the baccalaureate and the magisteriate degrees are black, and the color of the hood is different for each degree program. The doctorates at the University of Guelph have a bright blue gown, and the honorary degrees are red. The University of Guelph crest that you can see on the curtains behind me and shown on the cover of the convocation program also represents our specific history. The emblems in the crest show links with the royal city of Guelph through the white stallion above, the connection to the liberal arts through the book, to the sciences through the astrolabe, and our connection to abundance in agriculture through the cornucopia. The University of Guelph motto, Rerum Cognoscere Causis, is a quote from Virgil. It is variously translated to be either, happy is the one who is able to ascertain the reason of things, or perhaps to know the meaning of things. The procession of people into the hall are also influenced by ancient tradition. The piper will herald the start of the procession of graduands, the students who are coming to graduate today. This will be followed by the arrival of the mace leading the platform party. The mace is a symbol of authority of the university and will be carried by the beadle. In medieval universities, a beadle was chosen by the instructor to work as an assistant. Today, the beadle is the ceremonial officer of Senate. Following the beadle and mace is the provost, members of the administration and the honorees, fellows of the university, members of the board and senate, and members of faculty and staff. The degrees will be conferred in the order that you see in your program. The degrees are separated by categories representing the specific degree being awarded within the college. We will begin with doctorates and magisteriates, followed by the baccalaureate degrees. The name reader will present scholars to the provost by degree category. As the name of each student is called, the beadle will place the hood over the recipient's shoulders. This moment will be videoed, and technology willing, there will be a simultaneous live cast of the event to allow family members and friends to watch from a distance. The provost will greet each student at center stage, and a photograph will be taken. We understand the joy and excitement accompanying such an auspicious occasion, but we ask that you hold your applause until after each group of graduates has crossed the stage. There will be an opportunity for a truly thunderous applause. Once all degrees are conferred and all the cheers are cheered, the provost will close the ceremonial and a recessional will play. Please remain standing during the recessional until all the platform party has processed out of the hall. Our colleagues from Alumni Affairs are hosting a social media program developed especially for convocation. Please share your photos, memories, and advice with graduating students by joining us on social media and using the hashtag #GuelphGrad. Finally, may I be the first person to congratulate the graduates on their various successes and offer my congratulations to the family and friends who are here to support them. Welcome to Convocation at the University of Guelph.
On this day of celebration, we pause and reflect on our place in this world. Today, we acknowledge the Attawandaron people, on whose traditional territory the University of Guelph now resides. And we offer our respect to their Haudenosaunee, Anishinaabe, and Métis neighbors. On this day that marks the end of a journey, we give thanks. We give thanks for the friendships that have been forged along the way. We give thanks for all those who have supported us, faculty, staff, mentors, and families. I invite you, each in your own way, to take a moment of silence, to reflect, to recognize that for which you are grateful, to offer a prayer. In light of the events in Orlando, and as we together step into a new tomorrow, may the knowledge that we have gained here at the University of Guelph be coupled with wisdom, and fused with compassion, and clothed with humility, that we might contribute to the flourishing of all humanity, that we might embrace the forgotten, enhance the sustainability of all things, and fully discover together what it means to be human. May grace and peace abound. You may be seated.
Good morning, members of the board, honorary fellows and faculty of the university, family and friends, and most important, graduates. I also extend a particular welcome to this morning's convocation speaker, Professor David Josephy. Welcome to this celebration of convocation at the University of Guelph. My name is Charlotte Yates. I'm the Provost and Vice President Academic at the University of Guelph, and I have the added privilege today of serving as the Acting Vice-Chancellor for this morning's convocation. I'm pleased to welcome you to convocation, and as we begin today's ceremony, let me offer a few congratulatory remarks to our graduates. First off, graduates, this is a big day for you. You've worked hard, you've persevered, hopefully you've had some fun along the way, you've learned a lot, and you've made it. Well done, and congratulations. Graduation day is all about transitions, moving from one thing to another. It's one of a number of important transitions that you have made over the past few years. Last fall, we had the opportunity to welcome our new first-year students to the University of Guelph. We reminded them that besides being the incoming class of 2015, they were also the graduating class of 2019. That was a moment of traveling forward in time. Just for a moment, I'd like to travel back in time to your own arrival here just a few years ago. Do you remember how it felt to set foot on campus for the first time as new students? A mix of excitement as well as anticipation, maybe a little nervousness, maybe confidence and hope and fear all at the same time. Well, today, as we see you sitting here, we know that you figured it out, exploring campus, navigating classrooms and your laboratories, finding friends and mentors, perhaps even discovering the wider community of Guelph. And maybe most important of all, discovering a little about yourselves. It was a time of transition, going from what you were to what you would become, including, by the way, becoming Griffins. Now it's time for the next transition. And maybe you're feeling that familiar mix of hope and optimism, together with some trepidation and uncertainty. So think back over the past few years of your studies here at the university. You leave us today having gained a body of knowledge in your field and having had a chance to study with renowned teachers and researchers. As part of a learning-centered, research-intensive campus, you've witnessed breakthroughs in scholarship and research here. You have been part of a diverse and welcoming community open to differing opinions and shared learning and discovery. And what you have learned goes well beyond strict subject matter or the classroom. An important part of our mission as the university has been to provide you with the tools to successfully adapt and navigate through the complexities and dynamics of our modern society. In our fast-paced world, the gap has narrowed between knowledge creation and knowledge application. New ideas become new products at an unprecedented pace. Information and communication technologies and the related democratization of learning and knowledge have become game changers for you as well as for all of us. Effectively, the distance between today and tomorrow has narrowed. That presents challenges and great opportunities for all of us. A key challenge with change and transition is uncertainty, the very thing you may be feeling or facing at the moment. It's a challenge, but it's also a wonderful opportunity. The opportunity lies in finding what we call the upside of uncertainty, taking uncertainty and change and adapting in a healthy way. What does that mean? Here on campus, it means that our researchers and scholars anticipate problems and opportunities and develop solutions, including solutions to problems that we don't even know exist yet. For you graduates, it means getting the job done and getting it done well, all the while preparing yourself to be the future thinkers and leaders of our communities. Here at Guelph, we have tried to help you learn to adapt to and indeed thrive in tomorrow's ever-changing world. We have looked to provide not just curriculum, but also life skills or tools for your lifelong survival kit. Today, you face a new transition. Some of you will continue on to graduate school, others will immediately go into the world of work, while others of you will travel and perhaps spend a little time deciding what is the next step. Whatever your next move, here at Guelph, we have attempted to provide the analytical, qualitative, and communication skills you need to look beyond the world today and to succeed through innovation and problem solving in new and interesting ways. You have learned, I hope, about adaptation and creativity. In effect, you have learned how to learn. And that's a good thing. For as you leave behind the formal classrooms and laboratories, your learning doesn't end today. In many ways, it's just beginning. Lifelong learning is what we call it officially. The process of learning and adapting and applying that learning in new and exciting ways over your careers and over your lifetimes. We like to call it turning knowledge into action, bringing breakthrough ideas to life in powerful ways that change people's lives. You've spent the past few years in a university community, and I hope you've had a chance to learn how you fit into that wider community. Take the wider view will be essential for you in tomorrow's world. The problems out there are multifaceted ones. Over the years, you will see that you will need to bring together different perspectives, blend knowledge and ideas from different disciplines, and apply that knowledge in innovative and exciting ways. That's knowledge in action. That's finding the upside of uncertainty. As you enter this exciting next stage of your lives, I encourage you to draw upon all of your University of Guelph experiences as learners and as members of a very special community, and to bring the best you have to offer to every experience. Continue to take pride in your achievements. Embrace the opportunities that arrive. Look to create your own opportunities, opportunities that will shape our future, opportunities to redefine who we are, to see the future through a broader lens. Universities are among the few places in society where a large part of our purpose is to foster ideas and innovation, to dream and to inspire hope. They're exciting places to be. They're bold and imaginative, and you've been part of this. I encourage you to find ways to take what you have learned here to engage with and make a difference in your world and in our world. And yet, amidst all this uncertainty and change, one thing that you can hold on to for certain: once a Griffin, always a Griffin. Thank you. This morning's convocation address will be delivered by David Josephy. David Josephy is a professor at the University of Guelph for the past 33 years. Dr. Josephy is an eminent biochemist, a well-liked and much appreciated teacher, and an integral part of the life of the university. I'm pleased to invite David Josephy to now give the convocation address.
Vice Chancellor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, graduates. And before I begin, I'd like to offer my appreciation to our sign language interpreters who have done a fantastic job this week. Really great. You didn't feel a thing. You were probably still in bed. It was about 6 a.m. last September 14th. It was the first week of classes. No, you didn't feel a thing, but for a few milliseconds, your body was slightly squeezed and then slightly stretched as a gravitational wave passed through the planet. You didn't feel a thing because the amplitude of the wave was about 1 part in 10 to the power of 21. A million, million, billion. So your body stretched by about 1/10 of 1% of the diameter of a proton. You didn't notice it, but the LIGO, the Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory detectors in Washington State and Louisiana, they did. The first detection of gravitational waves has opened a new window on the universe, just as Galileo did when he pointed his telescope at Jupiter. How wonderful that this event, this discovery, was the bell that sounded your final lap at the University of Guelph. Gravitational waves are, in some ways, similar to the radio waves which transmit signals to the mobile phones in your pockets, which, I hope, have been set to Do Not Disturb. However, there is no Do Not Disturb setting for a gravitational wave detector because these waves are ripples in the fabric of space-time itself. To generate a gravitational wave, you need to move something heavy. Say something that is 30 times as heavy as the sun. And you need to move it really fast, say about half the speed of light. In fact, the event that generated September's wave happened 1 billion years ago, 1 billion light years away. It was the inspiraling and eventual coalescence of 2 massive black holes. For just a fraction of a second, this cosmic collision was producing more power than the rest of the universe put together. And just 2 days ago, on Wednesday, the the LIGO team announced detection of the second event, a collision of a pair of slightly smaller black holes, a wave train of 55 cycles that traversed the solar system on Christmas Day, 2015. This ripple lasted for a full second. I don't have time to tell you all about LIGO, the superb optical instrument that detected the gravitational waves. LIGO is so accurate that it can measure a distance distortion equivalent to a shift of 10 microns, that's about the width of a red blood cell, in 1 light year. Making the most accurate measurements in scientific history required pushing the technologies of lasers, vacuum systems, and computers right to their present-day limits. The mirrors, for example, that direct laser beams are polished so precisely that their shapes deviate from perfection by a thickness measured as a few atoms. But I want to draw a few lessons from the LIGO project. Number one, science has taught us that the universe is vast, on a scale that not even Isaac Newton could have imagined. But don't let that depress you, because so far as we know, Earthlings are the only creatures in our galaxy, perhaps in the entire universe, that can experience joy, wonder, or even depression for that matter. That ought to cheer you up. Two, there are no limits on the human imagination. Einstein predicted the existence of gravitational waves 100 years ago, long before anybody thought it would be possible to do it in practice. It was a triumph of the intellect. When you hear people tell you, and they will, that computers will soon be rendering human brains obsolete, don't believe them. Number three, today science and many fields of endeavor is a team enterprise. The report announcing the discovery of gravitational waves had 1,011 authors. I know, I counted them. So whether you're planning for a career in science or in some other field, be prepared to work in a team. As our technologies become more and more sophisticated, no one person can be an expert on all of them. I have trouble getting my computers to work. Finally, embrace diversity. Be a citizen of the world. Look at the surnames in that long list of authors on the gravitational wave paper. Allen, Kondrashov, Kumar, Nguyen, Yamamoto. You're going to hear a similarly wide range of names when you listen to the dean reading the names of our graduates. In the words of geneticist Richard Lewontin, the differences that people are constantly emphasizing for social purposes don't have any biological basis. Well, my address is nearly done. Thank you for listening patiently. I hope my remarks have maybe stretched your mind just a little bit. If so, I've done my job. Soon you will be departing. Go and make us proud, and please do come back and visit. You'll always be welcome back here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Josephi. My name is Malcolm Campbell. I'm the Vice President of Research here at University of Guelph. I, like a good many of you in the room, sitting towards the back part of the hallway, have sat here as a parent waiting for one of my children to cross the stage as a graduate. I, like some of you here, have been a life partner waiting for a spouse to cross the stage. And I, like 144 of you sitting at the front of this hall, have sat here as a griffin waiting to cross the stage myself. In fact, I did so exactly 30 years ago, June 1986. And I, like all of you, have had the great pleasure today to share in the remarkable vision shared by David Josephi. I, like you, I've been enthralled, I've been fascinated, and I've been illuminated. And while he may not like me to say this, it was not only today, but 30 years ago, I had the great privilege of being enthralled, fascinated, and illuminated by the words of David Josephi. Unlike the gravitational waves that he has referred to today, his impact will not be imperceptible. It will resonate, it will ripple through time. His passion and enthusiasm for all that he does will be something that I'm sure will resonate with you for a good many years to come. Please join me in thanking Professor Josephi for sharing his words today, and I hope for a good many of you when you were students as well, the inspired and inspiring vision that he shared with us today. Thank you very much, Professor Josephi. So, like 144 of you here today, I've shared this same minute with you, and I'm not seeing the smiling that I would expect to see at this moment of what I hope is great pride, probably mixed with considerable relief that you've actually made it here today, although I do note that there is a rising tide of relief as I move towards the back of the room here. With that said, I would like to remind you that the minutes that are about to come up are a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and you should embrace it with all of the fervor that you possibly can. Make sure to hoot, holler, and emote that great pride and relief that you have today. And I will be holding you to that. I will be making sure that you elevate yourselves as griffins in that regard. Watch for the hand signals. With that, now the moment that you've all been waiting for. Will the graduating class please rise? Madam Provost, I have the honor to present to you these scholars who have fulfilled the statutory requirements laid down by the Senate of the University of Guelph that they may be admitted to their various and several degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the University of Guelph, I hereby accept you for admission to your various and several degrees with all the rights, privileges, and obligations appertaining thereto. Let us all congratulate these scholars on their accomplishments.
Now. So I'm sorry, I'm a College of Biological Sciences graduate and a Griffin, and that just didn't really do it, guys. Come on, one more time, really loud. There we go. Wonderful. Will the members of the graduating class now please be seated?
Good morning, graduates. Proud family, friends of graduates. I'm sure you'll be excited, and for many of you, probably a little bit relieved. Certainly happy to see your graduates walk across the stage and be greeted by the provost. And we want you to express your emotions in some audible manner. But for the general audience, could I please ask you to hold your applause until the end of each of the degrees? Madam Provost, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the College of Biological Science that they may be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Science Honors Program. Rebecca Ann Agate, with distinction. Afra Ahmed. Michael Douglas Alcorn. Mansour Aman, with distinction. Laura Kathleen Anderson, with distinction. Matthew J. Arana, with distinction. Rachel Alora Armstrong, with distinction. Brittany N. Arsenault. Tadros Atala, with distinction. Samrit Kaur Atwal. Monica Augustiniak, with distinction. Daniela Elba Banda Marin. Sabrina Lynn Beauchamp, with distinction. Emily Elizabeth Burke, with distinction. Melanie Blood Rojas. Courtney Broadhurst. Jackie Brown, with distinction. Christina Caligari. Priscilla Carmini. Diana Fernanda Caravajale. Iranius Chan. Jason Yusum Cham. Ji Sub Choi. Caleb Stephen Chong, with distinction. Mackenzie Alana Clark. Liam Scott Cowan. Ryan Peter Dacey. Matthew Ian Burgens Debnam. Bianca Lee DiSabatino. Monica Dwoginski. Benjamin Edward Daubush. Jacob Matthias Dom, with distinction. Brianne Christina Doran. Megan Alexandra Douglas. Paige Lauren Dunley, with distinction. Nikita Trisha Duda. Sarah Lynn Dick, with distinction. Mitchell Jordan Iker Soto. Eleanor Claire Farrell, with distinction. Larissa Federofer. Tiana Nicole Fernack, with distinction. Ian Connor Ferguson. Danica Mikhail Fiedelday. Marty Lily Fink, with distinction. Jessica Lynn Forbes. Dawson James Gambles, with distinction. Paneet Guriel. Talia Glickman. Michael James Gray. Michael Nicholas Gross. Alicia Rachel Hand, with distinction. Jonathan Zakaria Hanna, with distinction. Colin Hardy. Megan May Harvey. James Thomas Haskins, with distinction. Adele Hegel, with distinction. Princess Daisy Hector, with distinction. Mary Evelyn Leslie Henane, with distinction. Dylan Stephen Irving, with distinction. Tia Louise Johnson. Shivali Kaushal, with distinction. Jenna Kelly Kenny. Candace Kent. Tuba Khan. Aileen Krishevnicka. Attila Komaromi. Alexander Kostyaev. Victoria Krasovska. Nivitha Kuhanandan. Haley Rose Lau, with distinction. Eric Matthew Lawton. Christine Sujung Lee, with distinction. Laura Ann Luigi, with distinction. Jenny Huang Luong. Janine Marie Mahoney, with distinction. Kevin Neil Manera, with distinction. Darby Ann McFadden. Chanel Marissa McKenzie. Zachary David McFennell. Stephen Bruce Mesh. Susanna Miranda Romo. Alexander Emmerich Mitro. Wesley Kenneth Moyer. Kayla Alicia Moore, with distinction. Michael Joseph Nelson. Chidochaku Mwachaku. Nailed it. Courtney Ann Heidi Pecos. Marcus Pelger. Courtney Peters. Matthew Punafong. Andrew Alex Peter Poirier, with distinction. Juan Philip Ponce de Leon. Aaron Daniel Quattrochoki. Robin Eve Ralph. Hannah Nicole Robeson, with distinction. Darius John Paul Sablinkas. Morvarid Sanandaji. Ranko Savic, with distinction. Maxime Mary Scheffler. Tulak Shuga Shavalava. Sorry, I missed that. I'm going to do that one more time. Wait, let me try that again. Tulak Shuga Salvaraja. Sorry. Kausala Selvaranjan. Got it. Saran Labdaddy Selfla. With distinction. Laura Shaw, with distinction. Bita Sheikhoul Islami. Margaret Nicole Sheldon, with distinction. Erin Michelle Sherwood. David James Schulman. Jessica Shum. Robin Ann Simon. Michaela Marguerite Simmons. Jasmine Singh. Eric A. Slade, with distinction. Alexander Spratley. Jean-Luc Guillen Stiles. Carly Irene Sutherland, with distinction. Siobhan Sweetingham. Loch Yi Tam. Nathan Tam, with distinction. Sarah Tavares, with distinction. Ty Evan Taylor. Zena Teferi Kitao. Abina Divanayagam. Tanner Joseph Thompson. Ashley Trainer. James Joseph Van High, with distinction. Brendan Vogan, with distinction. Matthew Joseph Walsh. Michael Sean Warsh. Natalie Diana Williams, with distinction. Mackenzie Marcella Jean Wilson, with distinction. Marissa Wyckoff, with distinction. Efra Youssef, with distinction. Shijay Joe. Please join me in congratulating this group of graduates. Madam Provost, I have the honor to present to you these scholars from the College of Biological Science that they may be admitted to the degree Bachelor of Science General Program. Dallas Jeffrey Bonner. McKaylee Rose Eager, with distinction. Yara Merja. Megan Patricia O'Quinn. Stephanie Lynn Papadidis. Please join me in graduating this group of graduates. Madam Provost, I have the honor to present to you this scholar from the College of Biological Sciences that he may be admitted to the degree Bachelor of Science in Environmental Sciences, honors program. Stephen George Van Drunen. Please join me in congratulating all of the scholars.
Before we move on with the formal proceedings, please join me in thanking Dean Newman for the wonderful job he did today in reading out the 144 degree recipients. Madam Provost. Madam Provost. I would ask you to confer the various and several degrees on the graduates listed in the program, but unable to be present at this ceremony.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the University of Guelph, I confer the various and several degrees in absentia on the graduates not present. Well, graduates, you sit before us now with degree in hand. Well done. Congratulations again. You did it. And now I have the great pleasure also to welcome you to the Griffin alumni family, a growing family. This week, more than 3,400 new graduates are joining that family. The University of Guelph alumni now number over 125,000 worldwide. So imagine who you'll bump into in the days, weeks, and months to come. We are proud of all of your accomplishments here at the University of Guelph, and we look forward to seeing how the foundations you have developed as a student will serve you and support you in the future. We want to celebrate your achievements and successes and hope that you will stay in touch with us. Remember that you are always welcome on the University of Guelph campus. Graduates, you've made memories here, including some today. Remember this as well. You are a student for a short time, but you are a Griffin forever. Thank you. This concludes our formal convocation ceremony. I have a couple of announcements before we move to the next part of the celebration. Dean Jonathan Newman will host a reception for all graduates and their guests at Creelman Hall. This is a chance to congratulate each other, welcome your family onto campus, and generally enjoy what is a very special day for you. So I do hope that you'll join Dean Newman in the reception. Graduates, once you've taken all the photographs, would you please return your hood and gown to the tent outside? And one more note. There are 22 convocation ceremonies this week, and as you can imagine, there is another group of families anxiously waiting outside to see their graduands cross the stage and receive their degrees. So if I could ask you to help us prepare the hall by exiting either to my right or to the left of the stage, it would help us move forward with the next group of families. With this, I say again, we're very proud of you, look forward to seeing you in the future, and at this point, convocation is dismissed. Well done.